When grit runs out, grace kicks in, and prayer is what keeps the engine running. Guys, Dan Greer coming at you today with Forge, where you chat all about faith in the trenches, prayer as fuel for leaders. Even the strongest leaders run out of grit. That's when grace takes over. In this episode, we're going to be chatting all about why prayer isn't a last resort and why it shouldn't be your last resort. It should be the fuel that keeps you moving forward when the pressure is on. Hey guys, leadership isn't just strategy. It's spiritual. Think about this for a second. A lot of times we look at things and we go, leadership is a strategy. We've got to have a strategy to get through these things. And we prioritize things in the order we want them done. Or we say, we need to do this. Instead of us simply dropping to our knees and saying, should we do this? Right? Do you see how that changes just a little bit? We should do this. Or should we do this? Prayer is fuel. It steadies leaders when your grit starts running dry. I can't tell you how many times, guys, I've scheduled live events. I've poured my heart into it. I put my soul into them. I pulled out my credit card and put money down on these things. I put money into advertising multiple times, and nobody shows up. Nobody signs up, right? And it's because I didn't say, should we do this? I said, we should do this. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? And when that grit starts to run dry, you've got to pray before it runs dry. You got to allow that prayer to be your fuel. Now, I'm not saying what you have to do, what you don't have to do. What I'm asking is that, are you doing that before you run dry? Are you coming in? Are you figuring out what needs to happen for you to refuel yourself? Are you filling that tank up? Right? Grace carries leaders further than they ever thought it was possible. When you think you're done, when you think you're about to give in, when you think, I can't go another step, that's when grace is going to take you 10 more steps. Have you ever heard the burnout push? It's called the burnout push is what it is. That's what I'm calling it. I have no idea what it's actually called, but I'm calling it the burnout push. It's where you do as many of a physical exercise as you can. You drop down and you do as many push-ups as you physically can. And then you do 5 more. You keep going after that. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what you've got to do when it comes to that's grace. Grace is pushing you further than you thought. It's allowing you to go 5 more steps forward. Real strength equals admitting you can't do it alone. You don't have to do it alone either. Jesus carried the biggest burden of anybody to ever walk this earth. And he did it with 12 misfits. Yeah. Right? Right? One dude was robbing from the penny bank. One dude turned him in for money. Right? He would have sold his own mother. He turned in Jesus. Somebody else doubted. He didn't have faith all the way through it, right? And afterwards, he doubted whether he was truly the Messiah. Peter didn't even claim him when he was in prison. Not when Peter was in prison, but when Jesus was, right? Jesus didn't do it alone. Why do you think you have to lead alone? Faith doesn't replace grit, it completes it. So many times I've seen people come in and they go, oh, I've prayed. Yeah, but what have you done to follow up with that? I prayed small. Great. What have you done to follow up with that? Nothing. I just expected the door to open and me to be on this beach and have a private jet in this condo building that I own the whole building on and I get the penthouse suite in it. Yeah, if you're not out there hustling, if you're not out there actually putting grit into it, faith doesn't do it alone. You have to have grit to go with the faith. Leaders who pray build trust that's bigger than themselves, guys. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Think about that for a second. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. What leadership that lasts? Grab my book, Grit, Grease, and Grace at gritgreasegrace.com. And if you're ready to connect with faith and leadership in a real way, then you should apply to be part of my inner circle at realdangreer.com. Go check it out, guys. We'll see you on the flip side. Later.